Hey everybody, it's Melissa again. I wanted to create a video because I get a lot of people asking me why milk is not good for us or our children. And so I wanted to create a video on that because we've been told generation after generation that milk does a body good and it builds strong bones and that we need it to build healthy, strong bones. Well, the truth is that we don't. And if you think about it this way, milk from a cow is meant to feed a baby calf, just like breast milk is for our babies. It's meant to make a baby calf into a 1,200-pound cow. And so you can imagine the amount of hormones that the cow is producing in order to create this little baby calf into that size of a cow. So when people say, but it's organic, isn't that fine? But it's not, because it still has all those hormones running through its body, and we're going to be consuming that if we drink the milk or the cheese or the yogurt or the sour cream, anything in the dairy product, anything that's coming from a cow. When I talk about dairy, it's anything that comes from a cow we must avoid at all costs. It is not a health food. It's actually like considered a junk food and a processed food. It goes through a pasteurization process which kills off the enzymes, which is what helps our body to digest and absorb the nutrients from the milk. And not only that, but the pasteurization process also kills a lot of the vitamins and minerals that would have been in the milk. So then they add lab-made synthetic vitamins back into the milk, so that way when we consume it we get them, but they're synthetic. Our body doesn't know how to process or break that down. Not only that, I could go on and on about cow's milk, but the other things that we have to also remember is that there's something called the insulin-like growth factor, which is something that we have in our bodies, and so do cows, and it's very much the same. So when we consume cow's milk, we are consuming that insulin-like growth factor, which can cause cancer and a lot of other health problems. And as well as that, we see children reaching puberty at a much earlier age today, and part of the reason for that is all the dairy that we're consuming. There was studies done showing the rise in breast cancer was from the insulin-like growth factor that is in the cow's milk. So, you know, there's a lot of reasons as to why we should avoid cow's milk at all costs. Alternatives, you can do goat or sheep milk and yogurt. That's a better alternative. There's also a lot of nut milks and nut cheeses made from nuts like cashews and stuff. So it's really just important to be aware and conscious of what we're putting in our body and what we're feeding our children, because milk is not a health food. It's a processed food. It's a junk food. It causes acidity, and the reason that it causes our bones to weaken is because, I don't know if you guys have heard this before, but we have the largest rate of osteoporosis in our country, one of the most than any other countries in the world. And the reason for that is because what happens when we consume dairy products is our body becomes more acidic, so it has to go to the bones to pull out calcium to balance out, neutralize the acidity in our body. And so over time that weakens our bones. When our body constantly has to pull from our bone, pull from our bone, pull from our bone, it's weakening our bones. So that's the reason why it's not good and not healthy for our bones, and it actually does the opposite, which causes osteoporosis. There's much better sources of calcium. Go to where the cow's getting it from, the greens. Go to your leafy greens, tahini, nuts and seeds. There's a lot of blackstrap molasses is another one. There's a lot of great sources, plant sources, which our body could fully absorb and digest because it's in a natural, pure, whole form, versus cow's milk has been heavily processed with a pasteurization process. A lot of stuff has been destroyed. And there was actually one more thing I'm going to tell you guys, and I'm going to say goodbye. One more thing. There was a court case between the dairy industry because they were promoting that it builds strong bones, and people found out that that wasn't true and it weakens the bones. They were taken to court and they actually lost, so they had to remove that part from their advertisements that milk is good for your bones. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video, and please check out my YouTube channel, check out my Instagram at Sprout Your Awareness. And my radio show is at metaphysicaltalkradio.com, and I will talk to you guys soon.